Hi Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your August 19th, 2024 full moon, supermoon reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, so thank you so much for doing so. And if you're interested in a private reading, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. It is listed in the description box below, and I look forward to reading for you. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right, Sagittarius, let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Okay. So we're crowned here with justice. We then have the star. Ooh, I love this. I love this for you. Okay, the page of wands is reversed. That's us coming through. The king of swords, the five of swords, the fool is reversed, the eight of wands, the world, the two of swords is reversed, the queen of wands is reversed, the 10 of wands is reversed, and the king of wands is reversed. Okay, interesting. All right, let me make sure everything is in frame, Sagittarius. Okay, so I have to tell you, this is going to be one like kick butt moon for you. It really is. It's not going to kick your tush, but it's going to be the sense of strength and power coming forward. Now, be it you're a little bit off your game, Sagittarius, and you know it. You just feel it right now. It's like I don't understand why things aren't moving in the right direction, why things are, a little bit more difficult. What we have here, the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands reversed coming together, that's a soulmate connection, right? So we're in our soul's alignment, but we're in a soul's lesson time. So that's why things are like, what the heck is going on here? I'm trying so hard. I'm doing things right. What's going on here? This answers so many questions. It's so cool. I'm so happy for you because there's a sense of like, I don't know. I'm working so hard. Now I'm afraid to take that leap because I keep on falling on my face. You're not falling on your face. Actually, you're having the pressure go against your wings so that when you break out of that chrysalis, you can fly. You can fly like nobody's business and everybody's awed by you. So being aware of that is going to be so important. In the analogy I'm using here is of the butterfly, right? The butterfly breaks out of the chrysalis. But if you help the butterfly, because you're like, oh, poor butterfly, they're really struggling, right? I'm going to help you. I'm going to make a little tear in there so that you can just break free and go and fly. Well, no. Spirit had a plan. The world had a plan. The universe had a plan when they made the butterfly have to go into the chrysalis. Because when the butterfly is breaking out of the chrysalis, it puts pressure on its wings, which lets it be able to fly. If it doesn't have that pressure of breaking out of the chrysalis to go through, it won't fly. Wild stuff, right? So here, we're going through that pressure so that we can be able to fly because we're going to be seeing here that there's a lot of nonsense that we've been carrying since we were little. I mean, this is the page of wands here. Since we were little beings that we're like, no, I'm not carrying that anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. Absolutely no. We have to be in alignment with our inner child. Have to is always a harsh word to use. Spirit likes to say it a lot. I'm like, I don't like to be told I have to do anything, right? So I rebel against it. But Spirit is saying, it will be highly valuable for us to connect with our inner child self and to connect inwardly with what we love, desire, and want. It's our passion coming forward. We lost our passion somewhere along the way. And yet this star, this star time, this Aquarius supermoon, this highly emotional time is coming through. And Aquarius is represented by the star in the major arcana. So it's coming through majorly for us. And the star is all about us connecting with our life purpose and us letting ourselves shine. And that's huge. I'm so thrilled. I'm just tickled. I'm just absolutely tickled. Okay. All right, Sagittarius. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Here we have brilliance. Yeah. Letting your brilliance shine, bringing your brilliance forward, being able to see yourself as brilliant. There's going to be a change in the energy that's around you. Now, it can be a change in the energy that's around you, but it's also like a change in the way that you're seeing yourself, and the world is opening up to you. Before there was a box, before there was a sadness, before there was a strife, a struggle, and now there is this real sense of like, oh wow, I have talent. Like, oh wow, I'm good. So letting our brilliance shine and seeing ourselves as brilliant, not in that egotistical, I can do no wrong, kind of like type of way, like I can own all of this type of thing, like the capitalistic, tyrant. The capitalistic, it wouldn't be, well, it could be tyrant, but like that tyrant energy where like, this is mine, I'm on top of this hill and nobody else can have it type of thing. So letting our brilliance shine, sharing of information is going to be so good for us. Sagittarius, we're natural teachers, so that is going to be a brilliant thing for us to embrace energy and share forth energy. It brings us then to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. So here we have forgiveness, which is reversed, the heart chakra. Forgiveness isn't about saying like, that's cool, we're fine, don't worry about it type of thing. It's saying, I'm not carrying these chains with me. I always like to refer to it, and I always see it in my mind. Spirit always brings it as Marley in A Christmas Carol, right? Who carried his chains that he built one by one. And we're done with that. It's like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. The forgiveness is to ourselves. We can forgive other people, that's great. But what we are doing is we're saying to our soul and ourselves, like, I'm not carrying that hurtful, hateful energy around anymore. I'm not doing it. And so here, there's a blockage in the heart chakra around forgiveness. It's going to be, I'm not going to say it's going to be hard. It's just going to be a little bit like, well, I don't want to. And I was like, that's fine. I mean, Sagittarius, we don't like being told what to do. That's cool. I totally see that. And I get that. I respect that. But we're going to have to forgive ourselves. And we're going to have to say, you know what? You can't always get it right. But my gosh, do you try? And coming from a place of love and respect, like the golden rule, right? Do unto others as you'd have done unto you. That's the way to live. And even if we're saying, oh, I haven't done that before, doing that from this moment onward, that's going to be really important. It doesn't have to be anything religious. It's just like, do unto others as you would have done unto you. Don't be like the giving tree, to give and give and give and give and give until there's nothing left. That's a trippy book. Okay, so then we have here energy we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. This is the Ace of Wands reverse. It's very interesting that our wand energy, the only part of our wand energy, and just making sure Spirit isn't hiding some cards for me, because Spirit does that sometimes. Okay, right? We have the Page of Wands, we have the Queen of Wands, the King of Wands, the only one that is upright, right? And now we have the Ace of Wands, which is the magic that we take from the universe. The only one that's upright is that, like, hold on, this is going to be intense and things are going to move fast. So being aware of this is going to be super important. The Ace of Wands is fire and tenacity. It is God, source, spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing us a gift of gumption, of passion. It's like, this is why I'm on this earth. And yet we're not seeing it quite yet. We're not seeing it. We're not taking it quite yet. So just being aware of this is going to be really important for us. There's something that holds us back. Okay, so we're crowned with justice. Justice is Libra energy, time frame September 23rd to October 22nd. It's balance. It's balance. So it's really interesting about this full moon, right? Is that, again, it's a super moon, emotions run high. It's a revolutionary moon. So we step out of orthodoxy into transformation, and that's going to be a really big thing for us. Right? There are 3 major T-squares, astrologically speaking, during this supermoon. And T-squares are the strongest astrological configuration, so it's a big deal. We have a T-square in Uranus, which rules Aquarius, right? So that energy comes forward. Aquarius energy is, so far, Sagittarius, you're the only one who has had Aquarius come forward in their chart, like in their reading right now. And there's this real sense of, what do you wish for? What do you want? Aquarius and subsequently, well, Uranus and subsequently Aquarius are all about authenticity and the unexpected. So the star comes forward. What do you wish for? What do you want? What do you desire? What is the closest star to you? It's the sun. Do we see it that way? What is our perception about what's going on? What do we want from ourselves? Letting ourselves shine. That's going to be huge. And seeing our purpose, seeing what we love, that's linked with our inner child. What did we love to do when we were little? And then that can transform into what we do now. And it sounds silly because we can sit there and say, well, I loved, to color, right? Well, then crafting is going to be, it can even be like art is going to be very important to you in the world, in this world. You love stories. Stories can be very important to you. And you might find that you could be a writer, right? But you could also be a therapist. You handle and hold people's stories. You can do hypnotherapy as well. You embrace the being. You might say tinkering with things, figuring things out. Puzzles were huge. You could be a scientist. You could be a mathematician. You could be an engineer. You can remodel cars. Like here, things are going to be linked to when you were small. And it's seeing that joy. And it's pulling that joy forward. And it's seeing you. And the King of Swords also linked with strong, Libra energy. And it strengthens also the Aquarius energy. Both are air sign energies represented by the swords in the minor arcana. The King of Swords knows his stuff. It's like, no, I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going. It might not always be the clearest way forward, but there's strength and there's tenacity and there's brilliance and there's power here. He's the most masculine of the kings, right? And this is going to be a time where we connect very highly and very profoundly with our sacred masculine energy, even though at times we can doubt ourselves and feel overwhelmed. So here, we have to make sure that we don't fall into anger. Anger is going to be really easy for us during this time, during this moon, and stepping back and say, I'm going to take a beat. I'm going to think about this before I act. So I'm coming from a clear head. I'm coming from a stabled self. I'm coming from a place of not being reactionary, but being really proactive in my life and what I want. During this time, we are also going to see that we're transforming. We're not the same person that we were. We're going to be in situations where we usually would have backed down while the King of Swords is coming through. I'm not backing down. I'm not quieting myself. I'm not apologizing for what isn't my fault. I am standing in my power and in me. And that is going to be a very big deal. The King of Swords is forged, and we have been forged. The fire that is within us, the fire that burns us, that brings us forward, that burns and like makes us shine, that gives fire energies, that spark, that magnetism that people are so attracted to, that has forged us in a way that is astounding during this time. We're going to see, oh, this is why, that had to happen. Oh, these are those words. This is that action. And it comes in this full moon, and it lasts for quite some time. The Uranus energy is very strong during this astrological period up until the 2nd of September. And then things start to cool down a little bit. But we also have Saturn is in transit during this moon. And Saturn, which is the coolest thing, okay? I just learned this. And if you want to dive deeper into this, I highly recommend you go check out Pam Gregory on her website, not her website, on her YouTube channel here on YouTube. It's Pam Gregory. I think it's a Pam Gregory Astrology, but I think she's just Pam Gregory. And Saturn is linked to our karma. Saturn is linked to our karma, linked to our morality and integrity. And the King of Swords holds that very dear. It's like, I am a person of my word. I move forward in the power of my word. And I move forward in the power of what I want. But remember, air sign energy, all about the word, all about connection of voice, all about what is being said, what is being heard, how things are molded. We are afraid to jump. There is going to be something big that happens around us. And everything is moving really, really quickly. So we're not seeing it right now. But once things settle during this time, we're like, oh, that's what I was supposed to do. Like, oh, silly me. Like, silly me, that was clear. So, just being aware of that is going to be super important. Right now, we're afraid of being foolish. We're afraid of how others will look at us, perceive us. And Spirit's like, we can care what other people think till, we're not of this earth anymore. It won't help us. So, looking at ourselves and saying, this is me, this is what I love, that's connecting with our soul's energy and our life purpose. That's going to be huge for us. The world is opening in a way that we hadn't expected. We do need things to calm down. As things like really speed up, we're going to feel like, oh wow, this happened, that happened. And all of a sudden we find ourselves in a place where we're like, this is interesting. Didn't expect this. So being aware of that is going to be important here as the world is opening, because it almost feels like, life has a mind of its own and we're just here for the ride. And sometimes that happens. We have our second T square, which is Saturn and Jupiter. So we have this T square of Saturn and Jupiter bringing a bit of a conflict between tradition and innovation. Where do I stand? What do I want? How do I move forward? Sagittarius, it's interesting because Jupiter rules us, and yet I'm seeing us leaning more towards the tradition because we have already embraced the innovation. So just be mindful about that. We then have our third and final T square, which is Ceres and the lunar nodes. So this brings light to big issues. This puts the spotlight on big issues that we usually wouldn't have looked at or would have felt uncomfortable around. And now we're like, oh no, I need to see this for me. We're being really stubborn. Okay. And that's going to be something that's called out during this full moon, during this supermoon, is that our stubbornness, our way of saying, no, it has to be like this. It has to just be this path, this understanding, this way. That's not going to work real well for us. We're going to be like, oh, oh, oh. That's how it's going to go. It's like, oh, okay. I see now. I see the way I need to move forward for me, or I see what I'm building more of, or I see, where it is I want to go and how it is I want to be. I'm starting to see. And that's going to open up more doors for us, a greater understanding for us, greater insight. And that's going to be a big thing. With ourselves reversed, okay? So this coming here, as we're releasing, because we're going to be really frustrated, it's just like we throw things down on the ground. We have to remember we're not the same person that we were. So we're going to kind of come to certain situations thinking, this is the way it has happened, like this is who I am. And yet there is a fierceness of voice and a balance of self and a connection with our higher divine power that's like, nope, not there, not that, stronger, more than I ever gave myself credit for. But our tempers can run high. Okay, so do be mindful about this. We're afraid of channeling and tapping into our magic, and we're afraid and channeling and tapping into our transformation, of seeing ourselves transform, of becoming more than we are right now, because we're kind of afraid of being less than we are right now, and we don't walk backwards. So even if we fall flat on our face, right, the Frank Sinatra song, I just pick myself up and get back in the race. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing. And there's a sense here of seeing our magic, but starting to respect ourselves, Sagittarius, in a way that we haven't, in a way that people would think we did because of the confidence that we give off. But it's like, no, I was always afraid, or I was always overwhelmed, or it was a facade. And now it's going to be a deep gut truth. Okay, let's see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. We have the supermoon in the upright position. That is such a sign. With the supermoon and the star coming through, Aquarius energy, this supermoon is your supermoon. It might not be the most comfortable supermoon, but my gosh, are you going to feel like a different person? I would say by the end of August. It's not going to be like, on the 20th, like, oh wow, you're completely transformed. But by the end of August, when the Uranus energy, by the 2nd of September, when the Uranus energy fully settles, but by the end of August, there's this real sense of like, oh wow, I'm shocked at how powerful I am. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Yep. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Not surprised. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Okay. So what the moon is telling us here is that it's not going to be as pleasurable as we want it to be, to grow, to embrace the transformation that we're going through. but we also have to embrace the pleasures in our life and take joy in things. We can be very much all work and no play during this time. So just beware of that. We are growing tremendously and we are transforming, and it's like growing pains right now is what we're going through. Emotions are running high, and your confidence is your key to success. That's just fact. We see it in the fact that we're reversed during this time, both the sacred feminine and sacred masculine aspects of ourselves. And we also see it in the King of Swords in the upright position. We are also going to be very attracted to energy of confidence, of assurity, of strength. How we perceive strength is going to be very attractive to us. And it's going to be the strength of words. It's going to be the strength of movement and action. How they cut through the air that they're around. I don't know how else to say that. Be bold and make the first move is reverse. We have a timidity to us during this time, which is interesting because there's so much boldness to us during this time. But with us being reversed, with us, not quite having our footing, we can either come across really cocky, but inside we just feel like, whoa, wait, like there's too much going on. I need things to settle. I'm afraid of taking that jump. And so even if people perceive us as being cocky, we're kind of like, we're doubting ourselves and we're questioning a lot. The answers you need are coming is reverse. We don't feel like that. We don't feel like the answers are coming. We feel like the questions are here and they're going to be here forever. And this is just where we are. But the answers you need come when things start to settle down and when you start to settle down. And that's going to be really important. Sagittarius. We have our subconscious message, which is magnetic reverse. So I don't remember if like how it works with the magnets. If they have to be the same or they have to be separate or opposite for them to attract. So I think it's opposite, right? Opposites attract, but I don't know. Here, whatever makes people whatever brings magnets together, right? It's the opposite now. We're repelling certain things during this time. And it's going to happen abruptly. It's going to be like, well, wait, what the heck is going on here? But this is going to be a time where spirit's like, nope, that's energy. It's no good for you. Nope, that's energy. It's no good for you. Nope, that's energy. It's no good for you. And depending how tuned in you are, really depends on how chaotic this time is. So just being mindful about that is going to be really important because certain things are just going to be thrown out the window. And you're like, wait, I like that. I wasn't finished with that. So just be aware of this because spirit is like, nope. Okay, moving on. It moves us then to our chakra energy, which is one of my favorite cards. And this is the root chakra. And this is holistic health. It's listening to our bodies. It's being in line with ourselves. It's healing. It's connecting. That is just so important. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the Two of Pentacles. We're trying to juggle too much. And this is going to be a time where we need to say, okay, for these hours, I do this. For these hours, I do that. And we really need to focus, because we're going to want to do everything all at once. And then we're going to get nothing done. And that's going to be very easy for us. That chaotic energy is just around us during this time. And it'll be very easy for us to fall into. Our tarot message here is the Three of Wands reversed. Okay, so the flow of information, things are going to get lost, right? We're not going to have the information move as smoothly as we want it to. So just being mindful of that. We're also in a Mercury retrograde, right? And we'll be up till the 9th of September. So that can be part of it. But there is this real sense of and again, it's also spirit coming in and saying, nope, you're not taking that deal. It's not moving that way. I want you here. And we are going to fight that a bit. So just be mindful. But subconsciously, certain things aren't coming through the way that we thought they would. And we can be really frustrated. It moves us then to our Luna message, which is a new start is coming, which I love for you. And assessing. We're having a hard time assessing because assessing is reversed, like looking at the big picture, taking things in. Usually we're really good at that. During this moon, not so much. So do be mindful of it. We can almost feel like we're a little bit blindfolded during this time. And we need to embrace a new start. Like there's a newness coming in, and that is spirit again saying nope to certain things, and then bringing in our blessings. All right, Sagittarius. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. And please note that this meditation and healing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony. Sagittarius, may blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless, and have a blessed moon. Bye.